So away now, time final number 2. The boys under 16, 4 by 800 metres. 8:49.19, the time to beat, set by Wesley A in time final 1. That's an average of 2:12.25. So Haileybury College off to a commanding lead here. It looks like Kodakara wearing the Haileybury colours. So also in this time final, Gippsland Grammar A, Wesley C, Brighton, sorry, that was the first one. Gippsland A, start again, too many sheets. So we've got Wesley College, Caulfield A, Melbourne Grammar C, Xavier A, Haileybury A, Frankston High B, Ballarat High A, Melbourne Grammar A and Caulfield B. So splitting 62 there. Kodakara from Haileybury, Melbourne Grammar there, about the 66 mark. So Melbourne sitting on exactly where they need to be, on about that 2:12 average, and as we can see, Haileybury well ahead of that. So they're in the gold medal position at the moment, Haileybury College. They've just got to maintain this and maintain that sub 2:12 average. So a lot can happen over 3,200 metres of racing on the track, but at the moment Haileybury are looking very strong in this event. So it's clock just ticking on to 2 minutes now, so we're going to be a sub 2:10 here as we see the second runner going through the line right now at 2:07. So Haileybury currently about 5 seconds ahead of xschedule. Melbourne Grammar a little bit off the mark there if they want to claim Wesley's time. Then we've got Wesley coming through, Xavier going through, Ballarat High School, Caulfield Grammar, Melbourne Grammar, and the next of the Caulfield runners. So 2:07 thereabouts, first split for the Haileybury team. They've now got a lead that's probably approaching 80 metres over Melbourne Grammar. So Haileybury looking very strong here. Winning time last year, 8:38. That was from Wesley College. So a good opening lap there, right on the 62nd mark. So Haileybury are maintaining this. No wonder the gap is getting out so far, because Melbourne are battling on nicely, but they still can't bridge that gap to Haileybury, which seems to be extending to 70 to 80 metres. Xavier looking quite strong as well. Going to get back to Melbourne Grammar and Caulfield. So expect our students to get behind their teammates here in this last 100 metres of each leg. This is the hard part coming into the home straight. It stretches out a long way in front of them, but the form here from Haileybury is looking excellent. So 2:07 opening leg, we're just ticking over to the 4:10 mark, so it's going to be some even splitting here. So going through the line now, 4:14, so 2:07s to open up the account there for Haileybury. They're looking strong. They need to average 2:12 and they're well ahead of that schedule. So Melbourne in the running here for the silver or bronze, but they've got to maintain consistency over the last 2 legs as we see Xavier take it at 4:37 at the halfway mark. So eyes on Haileybury as they enter in to the home straight once again, and they can see the lap runners coming to them. So Haileybury looking good here in this under 16 time final. So 4:14 was our split through at the halfway mark. So yeah, we're right on that 61 second lapping, so looking good for another 2:07 thereabouts. We expect a little bit of a die-off over lap 2, but the gap now back to Melbourne is quite substantial. We're looking at 100 metres now. So Haileybury doing as they will, challenge ahead now for Melbourne Grammar to try and get themselves into the medals. They need 9:11 to do that. So we can see the results there from time final 1, 8:49, 9:01 and 9:11. They're the current medalists, but we can see that Haileybury are looking quite strong here. It is looking tough down the home straight. The momentum's gone off a bit, but they're still well ahead of schedule. So we've got to look, if they want to maintain that 2:07 average, we're going to see the clock going through at 6:21, and it won't be far off that. So slight dip here as they go back to a 6:24, but they're still well ahead of schedule, and it's up to the last runner now to just maintain composure. Don't do anything silly on lap 1 and just bring home the bacon on lap 2. Melbourne Grammar now changing over in second position, 6:42. So we just need to see a steady, consistent performance here from Haileybury to take home the gold. No need looking over the shoulder because it's 100 metres back to Melbourne Grammar, who is looking strong and starting to bring the gap in, but that's a big gap to bring in over the course of 500 metres. So Haileybury's coming through. We're going to hear the bell. So we've got an 80-second lap required to bring home the gold medal. So 7:29 there at the bell. Melbourne Grammar looking good, but there's still a big gap here. It's still about 80 metres. This should be an unbridgeable gap over the last 300 metres of the journey for Haileybury. Interest will now be in the time for Melbourne Grammar. They need to score 9:11 or better. So 200 metres to go for Haileybury. It will be the gold medal. He's just going to maintain composure over this last stage of the 4x800 metres. He's got a few lap runners just ahead of him to use and to work off. Melbourne Grammar have bridged the gap, but it's too late to take the win. As Haileybury come into the home straight, great team performance for the Haileybury boys. Let's get behind them as he comes into the straight. Looking at the clock, he's got plenty of time, another 20 seconds to get the last 50. Melbourne Grammar finishing very strongly too, so we'll hope the clock keeps running for that one, but Haileybury take it out, 8:37, quicker than last year's winning time. Great running from the boys from Grammar as well. They're going to get themselves into the medals quite easily. They'll take the silver. Wesley down to bronze, and that's our 1, 2, 3 in the boys under 16 4x800 metres.